storms that blow up the narrow sea from the warmer waters of the coast of Dawn are infamous throughout the Seven Kingdoms and in the 9 free cities that share the narrow sea with Westeros. Though they may arise in any season, seafarers say that the worst of them come in the autumn, forming in the warmer waters of the summer sea south of the Stepstones, then roaring north across the bleak and stony islands. More than half continue north by northwest, according to archives at the Citadel, sweeping over Cape Wrath and the Rainwood, gathering strength and moisture as they crossed the waters of Shipbreaker Bay, before slamming into Storm's End on Durran's Point. It is from these great gales that the Stormlands take their name. The heart of this ancient first main kingdom was Storm's End, the last and greatest of the castles raised by the hero king Durran Godsgrief. In the Age of Heroes, it stands immense and immovable atop the towering cliffs of Durran's Point. South beyond Shipbreaker Bay, with its wild waters and treacherous rocks, lies Cape Wrath. The moist green tangle of the Rainwood dominates the northern 2/3 of the cape. Farther south, a broad plain opens up, rolling gently down into the Sea of Dawn, where numerous small fishing villages dot the shoreline. A thriving port and market, the Weeping Town, as it came to be known, because it's where the body of the slain hero king, King Daeron I Targaryen, was returned to his kingdom after his murder in Dawn. Also, much of the region's trade passes through the Weeping Town's harbour. The great island of Tarth, with its waterfalls and lake and soaring mountains, is also considered part of the Stormlands as well, as are Estamont and the myriad of lesser isles of Cape Wrath and the Weeping Town. However, given their location, they are often the first targets of invasion from the free cities and Dawn. To the west, the hills rise hard and wild, pushing against the sky until they give way to the red mountains of Dawn, the border between the Stormlands and Dawn. Deep dry valleys and great stone cliffs dominate the landscape here, and it is true that sometimes at sunset, peaks gleam scarlet and crimson against the clouds. Yet, there are those who say these mountains were not named for the colour of their stone, but for all the blood that has soaked into their ground. Farther inland, beyond the foothills, lies the Marches, a vast expanse of grassland, moors and windswept plains, stretching westwards and northwards for hundreds of leagues. There, in the sight of the Red Mountains, the great castles of the Marcher Lords stand, built to guard the borders of the Stormlands against the Dornish incursions from the south, and the steel-clad minion of the kings of the Reach from the west. The greatest of the Marcher Lords are the Swans of Stonehelm, the Dondarians of Blackhaven, the Selmies of Harvest Hall, and the Carrans of Nightsong, whose singing tower mark the westernmost extent of the realm of the Storm Kings. All these remain sworn to Storm's End to this day, as they have been for some time. North of Storm's End, however, the borders of the kingdom have fluctuated greatly over the centuries, as Storm Kings, strong and weak, gained and lost land in a succession of wars, both great and small. Today, the writ of House Baratheon runs to the south bank of the Wendwater and the lower reaches of the Kingswood, and along the stony shore of the narrow sea up to the base of Massey's Hook. But before Aegon's conquest, before the coming of the Andals, the warrior kings of House Durrandon pushed their borders considerably further. Massey's Hook was part of their realm, and all of the Kingswood as far as the Blackwater Rush. In certain epochs, the Storm Kings even ruled beyond the Blackwater. Towns as far-flung as Duskendale and Maidenpool once paid homage to Storm's End, and under the redoubtable warrior king, Arlen III Durrandon, the Stormlanders took dominion over the entirety of the Riverlands. They held them for more than 3 centuries, yet even at their greatest extent, the realm of the Durrandons and their successors has always been thinly populated when compared to kingdoms such as the Reach and the Riverlands, and thus the mighty lords of Storm's End were diminished. Those who choose to make their homes in the Stormlands, whether along the stony shores of the narrow sea, amidst the dripping green forests of the Rainwood, or the windswept marches, are a special breed, however. The people of the Stormlands are like unto the weather, it has often been said, tumultuous, violent, implacable, and unpredictable.